Welcome to Tax Insights, presented by Hawkins Ash CPAs.
Good morning, listeners. Welcome back to Tax Insight here on the Lakeshore's Good Neighbor, WOMT. We got Jeff from Hawkins Ash with us this morning. Jeff, good morning, sir.
Good morning, Terry.
Hey, financial statements, it's the topic of the day.
Right, because if you remember last week, we talked about using accounting software packages to keep track of the income and expenses of a business. Well, this week, what I want to talk about is how those software packages can actually generate reports so that a business owner can stay on top of how their business is really doing. Now, I know a lot of business owners, what they'll do is they'll just look at the checkbook balance or maybe see how far they're booked ahead in jobs to see how the business is doing. But with these software packages, there's so much information that you can get from them.
So let's start off with the different types of financial statements that are available.
Yeah, there's really two main statements. The first one is the balance sheet, and the second one is the profit and loss statement, also known as the income statement. Now, there's a lot of other statements that these software programs can produce, like, accounts receivable showing what people owe you, maybe accounts payable showing what you owe to other businesses, and just a lot of other customer and vendor reports.
So what does the balance sheet actually show then?
Yeah, the balance sheet shows what the company owns and what the company owes. So this report gives you a good snapshot on where the company is on any given day. If the company's assets, which is what the company owns, are more than the liability, those things that the company owes, it can tell us a lot about how the business is doing, and it might tell us that the business is in pretty good shape.
All right, so what about the P&L, the profit and loss statement?
Yeah, this report shows, how the business is doing year to date. It shows all the revenues of the company, and it shows all the expenses of the company that happened over the course of this year.
So do these reports show activity only for that current year?
Yeah, they can, but most software packages are going to allow you to have the business owner have a prior year comparison. And I think that's where a lot of the value can be found.
So then what benefit does that actually provide?
Well, by comparing the data from the current year with the data from last year, a business owner can really see if the company is doing better or worse than last year. Now, if they're doing worse, then the business owner can see this and they can maybe make a course correction if it's needed. It's also a great way to compare expenses between this year and last year to see if any expenses are higher than last year and, if those expenses need to be investigated. Without this comparison, the company might have some cost creep that, the business owner might not even be aware of. It also allows the business owners to stay on top of the costs right now rather than trying to figure it out at the end of the year.
Sure. Many software packages allow a business owner to dig into these numbers a little bit deeper, correct?
Yeah. So, with all this data in the system, there is a lot of different reports and a lot of different information that a company can get just by having a software package.
Jeff, a lot of great information each and every week here on Tax Insight on WOMT. How do listeners connect with the team at Hawkins Ash?
I would go right to our website, which is hawkinsash.cpa.
Jeff, thank you for your time, and we'll talk to you next week here on WOMT.
This has been Tax Insights, presented by Hawkins Ash CPAs. Learn more online at hawkinsashcpas.com. Hawkins Ash CPAs, part of your business, part of your life.